My very first writing class in college was about climate change. And I was really surprised by what I learned in the class. It's not because I don't know anything about climate change. Instead, I can't be any more familiar with it. But what surprised me was that I learned so many Americans here don't believe in climate change is happening, and we human is the direct cause of it. I grew up in China and I lived there for 18 years, but I can't remember a time somebody told me that they don't believe in climate change. I wondered what makes the difference. Now I think I got the reason, and I believe you will too understand after you hear the story I'm about to tell. It's Monday, the first day of school in a week. For kids who have to go to class, it's probably the worst day of school. At 6:30 a.m., a 12-year-old little boy wakes up to the sound of his alarm. But he doesn't seem so upset about waking up so early for school. Instead, he looks a little excited. Of course, he's excited. Today, the school is organizing an annual soccer competition. In the competition, every class will send their own team to compete with the others. And he is the leader of his team. He stands up, he opens the curtain, and he despondently sits back on his bed. Why? It's another slog day. School will definitely cancel the soccer competition. Yes, this little boy is me. And the story was my real experience in 2014 in China. I can't remember how many outdoor school activities were cancelled due to air pollution, smog. Statistics shows that in 2014, Beijing, the capital city of China, was enveloped by smog for 175 days, which is almost half a year. I clearly remember that since I was born with chronic nose disease, which makes me extremely sensitive to air quality, if I went outside without wearing a mask, my nose began to run. I assure you, you would never want to try how that feels. And it's not just 2014. The situation lasted for years and years. And finally, it started to ameliorate after people started to take some actions. Policies were released to decrease the number of cars on the street. Fireworks were banned in several cities. Volunteers were gathered to plant trees. I mean, the point is, this disaster really led the Chinese people to learn that climate change is happening. It impacts our life severely, and undoubtedly, we are the cause of it. This is the difference. Chinese people don't have any doubt on climate change because we have suffered like a lot. There's an old Chinese saying that not just shed a tear until one sees the coffin. It is used to describe someone who doesn't take any action until it is too late. Fortunately, we saw the coffin before it is too late. Air pollution is really a precious lesson climate change gave to China. Maybe a few years later, people here We also learn about climate change, not through air pollution, but through a drastic hurricane, a large wildfire, or a giant tsunami. These are nice ways to learn. And if we wait until then to learn, it's not about something like see the coffin. We will be in the coffin already. People will die. There's no time for us to argue with each other how real climate change is. Come on, we have to take action on it. I advocate every school in California, from primary school to universities, to add climate change courses as required courses. Meanwhile, schools should organize some activities in which students can plant their trees to make their own contribution to solve the climate change issue. Maybe parents can also join the school's activities. Maybe you can learn about climate change from your own kids. I mean, California is just a beautiful place. I love the blue sky, the fresh air, the bright sunshine, the lovely beach here. I mean, who doesn't? And I don't believe anyone would ever want this place to end up as somewhere kids don't know how stars shine in the sky, somewhere people are not there to go outside without wearing masks. In a nutshell, just stop hesitating, stop questioning. Climate change is here. Don't wait until it is too late. Don't wait until we are in the coffin. Thank you.